Hello, welcome back to another episode of Canto Be Like, a Cantonese and English bilingual podcast helping you to learn Cantonese and Hong Kong culture. I'm your host Venus, and today I'm going to talk about things I want to do in Hong Kong in July 2025. I know it's a bit different from our usual 3 episodes series, but I personally am a bit uninspired, so to speak, and I feel it's a bit monotonous for me to keep talking about the same topic for 3 episodes straight. So I'm trying to switch things up and diversify Canto Be Like, bringing you different content and format of the show. And yeah, so today I'm going to talk a bit about my picks for July 2025 things to do in Hong Kong. Without further ado, let's dive in. So on the top of my list, I have the show Cuza by Cirque du Soleil. I think you guys won't be a stranger to the circus Cirque du Soleil, as it's a world-renowned Canadian entertainment company. And very fortunate for Hong Kong people, the circus is touring in Hong Kong from May 21st to July 13, and they are running shows almost daily at the Central Harbourfront event space. So I'll read a bit of the synopsis of Cuza. Cuza follows the self-discovery journey of the innocent, a naive character transported to an exotic yet zany kingdom. Under the watchful eye of an enigmatic trickster with unique powers, the innocent navigates a vibrant world filled with comic characters like the king, the clowns, and his mad dog. A breathtaking return to the origins of Cirque du Soleil, Cuza pays tribute to traditional circus traditions in all its splendor with nail-biting acrobatics and bold slapstick comedy. The spectacle explores the themes of fear, identity, recognition, and power. Set in an exhilarating and colorful world, Cuza delivers chills, thrills, and laughter, creating an unforgettable experience. So I personally really recommend this because I actually went with my family myself to the show, and I was blown away by the atmosphere. It was very, the audience was very engaging. The artists were really great at engaging us. They would run around and point at us and ask us to clap. We were doing a Mexican wave of clapping, and I personally really loved the music. It's very fitting to the theme, and the artistic expression was just so on point. It's exactly what you would expect at a circus. The live band is actually performing in a big movable stage, and it's ornated with very luxuriously, and it's just so nice to look at. And I personally really loved the contortionists. So they were so flexible. They're doing back bends, and they were on top of each other to make the form of a peacock or a snake. And it's just so impressive how flexible and they are and how good they are in using their body language to express something artistically. And another act I really love was the chair Jenga. That's how I called it, because they are stacking chairs up to they were stacking 10 chairs, and the guy was doing gymnastic on the chair, and it's just so amazing how he managed that without falling down. I couldn't even do 2 chairs, and he did 12. So it's so mind-blowing, and the whole scene, costume, music, and the way they stack the chair is so aesthetically pleasing. My whole family had a really nice experience, and the ticket wasn't crazy. And according to my cousin, it was like half the price of what we would have paid in Las Vegas. So I think it's totally worth it. So do check out KUZA if you happen to be in Hong Kong now, as they are still showing the show till 13th July. And I just checked the ticket platform. I think there's still some tickets left. So yeah, do give it a go. The second thing I want to talk about is the Hong Kong Book Fair, which runs from 16th to 22nd July at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Centre. This is a flagship event in Hong Kong, annual mega event which brings together publisher, authors and reader to promote a culture of reading in Hong Kong. And this year the fair's theme is food culture, future living, and usually they would invite famous authors from around the world to give talks and seminars in order to promote a diverse range of cultural activities and to encourage cultural collaborations all around the world. When I was a kid, this was a highlight of my year because normally Hong Kong public school goes on summer holiday around 10th of July, and this is like a week after summer holiday begins. And when I was a kid, my parents would buy me a ticket, which is usually like 30 Hong Kong dollars, so $5 US-ish. I think even now it's like $50, so it's like $8 US-, but you do get your money's worth. The books are on a big sale and big promotion. You get deals like buy 3 get 1 free. You can buy the whole series for half the price, that kind of thing. I would take my suitcase, like a suitcase half my size, and go there and buy my year's worth of reading supply. That's how crazy I was. I was a bookworm, and it was my festival, my book fair. I loved it so much, and I would go for a couple of days, and it's actually quite far from my house, so I would take a bus to the island and just go there to read and lug back a suitcase load of books. And yeah, I think it's such a big thing, big summer event for Hong Kong people. Get to see so many culture, get to listen to so many authors from around the world. I even got my first e-reader there, and the book fair really cultivated my reading habits and so many more children and adults in Hong Kong. So if you happen to be in town during 16 to 22nd July and want to experience that, I do urge you to get yourself a ticket. It's cheap, and I think you will have a very eye-opening experience. And the third event I am going to talk about is actually not my cup of tea, but I feel it's so significant for us in July that if I don't mention it, I will be having so much backlash, because it's such a big thing now in Hong Kong, especially with the dudes. And it is the Hong Kong Football Festival. So this July, 4 of the world's top football clubs, namely Liverpool FC, AC Milan, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur, are actually coming to Hong Kong to play some matches for us at Kai Tak Stadium. The first match is on 26th July, and it will be Liverpool FC versus AC Milan. And on 31st July, it would be Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. The guys or not just the guys, but also the ladies who love football or soccer for you Americans, are going crazy about it. As you know, like especially Liverpool, has so many supporters in Hong Kong, and people are trying so hard to get tickets to see it. And a fun side story is that my dad is a fan of Everton FC. For those of you that don't know, Liverpool FC and Everton are like arch enemies. He is having such a hard time to process that the city is going crazy for Liverpool, which he hates with a passion. So I just think it's kind of funny. So I will throw in this one to complete my list. And the fourth one, actually, I only discovered through browsing some Time Out article. So this Spanish cartoonist called Joan Cornella is hosting a solo exhibition in Hong Kong from 11th July to 27th July at the French Club 2 Lower Albert Road, Central. So who is Joanne? At first I thought he was a lady because I thought it's Joanne, but it's actually a guy's name, a Spanish guy's name. So this Spanish artist, actually has over 3 million followers on Instagram. He's kind of big. I had a look at his work, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some of his work in my feed, like for some of his comics and illustration in my feed. So his work is like a cheerful, cartoonish visual with social commentary, and he makes fun at the bleak side of humanity, like the obsessions and flaws of society, with a hard and almost a creepy grin. So he's like kind of guy who makes you laugh, but in like a not so comfortable and a bit creepy way, so to speak. And he's like using vibrant color with black humor as like a juxtaposition or like an oxymoron to reflect contemporary issues and human behavior through a satirical perspective. And his pieces are crafted to provoke conversation and encouraging viewers, so us, to explore the absurdities of modern life. Which I think reading the synopsis and some online comments makes me want to go see his work. For art lovers in Hong Kong, I think it could be something interesting to you to just go after a coffee in Central and just pop by to see his work and to have some food for thoughts. And the next thing is something I found when I browsed the Eventbrite activities in July in Hong Kong. So it's called the Anti-Loneliness Club. So it's a night where you go to dinner with strangers, and the synopsis goes like this. They ask, when was the last time you did something completely spontaneous? And the series group together complete strangers for a fun night out. They book a restaurant and you go make new friends. That's to make your city life less lonely by building a community with them. So this is a dinner hosted by a group called Entourage Hollywood, and apparently they have done several meetup in other cities like Nashville and some city in North America. And now they are doing dinner in Hong Kong all Saturdays in July, and the restaurants are probably somewhere on the Hong Kong island. I am not affiliated with them and I am not endorsing them. It's just something fun I saw on Eventbrite that caught my eyes, because I've been intrigued by similar concepts like Time Left, as some of you might know, which is a dinner on Wednesday night with strangers meetup thing, and I once wanted to go, but now my schedule is too occupied, so I never really make it. But I've always been drawn to the idea of meeting with someone, a complete stranger, and potentially form a relationship with them. I have a partner, so for me it's just something platonic. But I think there's some charms in the idea of meeting someone in a big city, and it's like destiny, so to speak. And yeah, I'm just throwing this one into the mix in case some of you are, well, lonely and want to be spontaneous and adventurous. But do make sure you're safe and do some due diligence and background check on this Entourage Hollywood people. As I gave a Google search, I don't think I see a lot of things. But yeah, if something like that interests you, Time Left is a good option. And again, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them. It's just what caught my eyes. And last but not least, I have the cabaret shows at West Kowloon Cultural District. So it's called West K Cabaret Nights. It's hosted in the Tea House Theatre from May to July 2025, and I've been meaning to get my friends to go with me, and it's allegedly the best of the city's cabaret talent. So on 2 to 3 weekday evenings each month, up and coming or even established artists present original acts of music, theater, and stand-up and more. So it's very convivial, very vibrant. As you know, cabaret settings are very intimate, and you can eat and drink there. They serve you some food. Is also very uncommon, not something commonly found in Hong Kong. But yeah, so the next one is on Monday and Tuesday, 14th and 15th July at 8:30 p.m. So I think the ticket is like around 400, and the ticket includes a drink. And you can get more inside the venue. I think it's quite a bargain. So yeah, do check that out. Alright guys, I hope I gave you some pointers as to what you can do in July in Hong Kong on weekends or maybe even weekday evenings. And just to be extra clear, I'm in no way affiliated to or sponsored by these events and organization. It's just what caught my eyes, and I want to share with people, and hopefully they will have a good experience. So don't come back and yell at me if it didn't turn out well for you, please. I am just a messenger, and yeah, but sincerely, I do hope if you are in Hong Kong, whether you come visit or you live here, you go to these events and have a nice experience. And yeah, I will keep doing this kind of content each month to share with you my picks for the coming month, and hopefully help you to spot some gems you can go to during your free time. So thanks for listening to Canto Be Like. I'm Venus, and I will see you next time.